The Central African Republic, CAR, was a nation in turmoil, a country where lawlessness reigned, warlords controlled vast territories, and foreign mercenaries filled the power vacuum left by a weak government. But in 2017, a new force arrived, one that was neither a rebel militia nor a humanitarian organization. It was the Wagner Group, a shadowy private military company with deep ties to Russia's GRU. Their mission was clear: secure Russian influence in Africa, protect lucrative mining interests, and expand Moscow's geopolitical reach under the cover of security assistance. The GRU's involvement in CAR wasn't just about military operations. It was about creating a new model of Russian intervention, one that combined mercenary forces, intelligence operations, and resource exploitation. Under the guise of advisors, Russian operatives embedded themselves within the CAR government, gaining access to the highest levels of power. Soon, they were training local security forces, guarding the presidential palace, and effectively becoming the real power behind the government. At the heart of this operation was gold and diamonds. CAR was rich in natural resources, and the GRU saw an opportunity to finance Russian influence while strengthening the Kremlin's grip on Africa. Russian companies, many with ties to the GRU, were awarded mining contracts, and Wagner mercenaries ensured that the profits flowed back to Moscow, not to the people of CAR. Those who resisted, whether rebel groups or local miners, were dealt with ruthlessly. But the GRU's influence in CAR went beyond just military and economic control. Disinformation campaigns flooded social media, portraying Russia as a benevolent protector while painting Western nations and the United Nations as corrupt, imperialist forces. GRU-backed propaganda portrayed the Wagner Group as saviors of the Central African people, even as reports surfaced of massacres, torture, and human rights abuses committed by Russian mercenaries. Then came the mysterious deaths of 3 Russian journalists investigating Wagner's activities in CAR. In July 2018, Orkun Jemal, Alexander Rastorguev, and Kirill Radchenko traveled to the country to expose how the Wagner Group was operating outside the law. They never made it back. Officially, they were killed by unknown gunmen in a robbery, but independent investigations pointed to a GRU-organized assassination. Their deaths sent a chilling message. Anyone trying to expose Russian operations in Africa would be silenced. As Wagner forces solidified control, they became an unstoppable force, shaping the country's politics, eliminating opposition, and ensuring that Russian interests remained untouchable. When the government faced an armed rebellion in 2020, it was Wagner mercenaries, not CAR's own military, that led the counteroffensive, crushing the insurgency and further tightening Moscow's grip on the nation. Despite growing international scrutiny, Russia continued to deny direct involvement, insisting that Wagner was an independent company, even as it expanded operations into Mali, Sudan, and Libya. The reality was clear. The GRU had found a new way to control nations without conventional military invasions. By using private mercenaries, intelligence networks, and economic leverage, they could establish a Russian presence in Africa that no Western power could easily dislodge. The Central African Republic had become a testing ground for the future of Russian hybrid warfare, where mercenaries, spies, and economic warfare replaced traditional military interventions. And as the Wagner Group expanded across the continent, the GRU's strategy became evident. Africa was now a battleground in Russia's global power struggle, and the Central African Republic was just the beginning.